Hello and welcome to English Capsules. Today's capsule, Google takes over. Get your coffee ready and let's get started.
So, hello everyone. Hope you're having a great day. Today, one more time, we are letting Google take over. You know that in these special episodes, we ask Google a question and we get the most popular results and we try to answer them.
Usually, the questions that we ask are related to teaching. So, today's question is going to start with why do teachers? Okay, so we are going to do it right now. We are going to look for the questions in order
Mhm.
to see what are the most popular questions. Okay, so I will type, why do teachers? The first question that appears here is a very funny one. Why do teachers get paid so little?
It's wonderful to know that that happens all over the world.
Yes,
I mean, I haven't heard of many countries in which teachers get paid not let's not say well, but decently.
yes. I don't know why it happens. Actually, I don't think that we are going to have the answer for this question, but what I can tell you is that it should be better paid because we are like forming adults. We are building human beings in a way. We are teaching people. We're teaching people. Like I mean, maybe in our case it is more specific because we are teaching English. But I'm thinking about those primary teachers that they they not only teach one subject, they teach many things, including not only the subjects, but also how to behave, how to respect others, how to express yourself, how to ask questions, how to ask permission if you want to go to the bathroom, many other things extra to the subject.
If you think about it, I think that this is a profession that comes with an extra amount of responsibility. I'm not
Mhm.
saying that the rest of professions don't require that,
No.
but it's what you're saying. You are not only teaching, but you're modeling
Mhm.
behavior.
Exactly.
So I think that most of the time that's not appreciated, or at least that's how I felt, especially when I was teaching in the formal system, which are schools.
Mhm.
So you have like all these added responsibilities where you have to be a psychologist, a social worker. Sometimes they call you mom.
Yes, exactly.
So you play such a big role in the lives of these children that it's not that they have to pay you more because of this, but it's like you have so many roles to
Mhm.
fulfill when you're a teacher that it's so unfair that it's not reflected.
Yes.
Because I don't know if this happens to this is like a very personal point of view, and I have this reflection every time that classes start, especially in Argentina, because I see all the struggles that
Mhm.
teachers go through. And I get this feeling that we are never treated as professionals.
Like, it's easy because you're a teacher. You're not a doctor. Well, no, but I mean, we study. We have to. In fact, for example, to become a teacher of English, we have to struggle a lot in our at university because we have to study so much and so many subjects and in subjects from many fields. We have grammar, we have literature, we have history, we have linguistics, psychology. It's not like you are a teacher and that's all. It requires a lot of study. Um, and extra to what you were saying, besides that, there is something else that is extra time. Because if you if you are not a teacher or if you don't share your time with a teacher, maybe this part you don't know. I'm referring to the getting the class ready and teaching the class, and then the after class. So you have the pre, the while, and the post for the same salary.
which are
Uh,
never recognized. And you
no,
have to spend so much of your free time, because
Mhm.
that's your free time actually,
Exactly.
but you need to spend it planning, correcting, calling people, because most of the time you end up with meetings,
Mhm.
with phones to the parents, phone calls to the parents. So all that work goes unrecognized. And I think that another factor that contributes to this is that society has this look that when you don't know what to do with your life, you end up being a teacher.
Yes.
Most people think like that. It's like, I don't know what I'm going to do, so maybe I'm going to become a teacher. Maybe
No.
it's not such a good idea, because I think that in order to teach, you need to have a calling for this. Like, it's not an easy job,
No.
and it comes with a lot of responsibility. So, but
Okay.
going back to the thing of the bad salary, a good salary, I think, would not only recognize us as professionals that we are,
Mhm.
but also would recognize all these hours, extra hours that we work and we don't get paid. And
Mhm.
it's not only in Argentina, it's all over the world, because you don't get paid office hours in order to plan or to correct. No,
Mhm.
that is like taken as part of the job and not recognized.
Imagine I see many of my friends who work at schools, and in many cases, they have like 30 students in a class. 30 people in a class. But it's not that you have only one course. You have three, four, or five. Let's say you have three. Then you have 90 people. That means that when the exam time comes, you are going to be checking 90 exams. That's how bad it is.
Another factor that we need to consider is the Ministry of Education, the fucking
Mm,
ministries of
yes,
education. And why am I saying this? Because these people who have never set foot on a school, because
exactly.
that's the reality,
Mhm.
uh, they come up with these wonderful ideas in which you have to do, on top of all of that, 100 things extra, because you need to prepare the annual planning. But this year, the format is going to be different from previous year. You need to set your objectives. You need to follow the curricula that we are telling you.
Yes,
Students don't have money to buy the books, but you need to follow the books.
exactly.
And then you need to balance all of this with the extra thing of correcting, of planning, of all of that. So it's like a ton of paperwork, planning, teaching, correcting, and then giving the evaluations. Because it's like then you have to do either the report cards,
Mhm.
or I remember in Cordoba you also have to you do the report card, but you also need to put all the grades in the notebook.
Ah, oh yes. Imagine. So going back to the math I was making before, like doing before, 90 people, 90 notebooks. Okay. Should I type the next question?
Yes, please.
Okay. Why do teachers, why do teachers need to be patient? On top of that, we were mentioning before, we have to be patient. Okay.
This is a very hard one for me because I'm not a patient person. And I have this, you know, that if you have listened to us on our previous episodes, you know that I love teaching young children. So with young children, I don't have a problem because it's like I understand that they don't understand. So I am extra patient with them. But then when I'm teaching teenagers, sometimes I want to kill them.
I hope their parents are not listening to this. I
I'm a
think
bad
that
teacher.
I think that when you are a teacher, it's like You know that you have to be patient and that you are going to be treating with people. So it's like teaching implies this patience, right? Um, I don't know if we need to be patient. I mean, what we need is to be clear so that our students understand what we are explaining. In all of that, patience is included.
I mean, I think that after years of teaching, you learn to be patient.
You learn to be patient. I agree.
That's a thing.
Me neither.
But doesn't hasn't this happened to you sometime that you are like, "Ugh," and
Yes.
you lose your papers? It's like it's a very overwhelming job.
Fortunately, I only teach adults, which makes it a lot easier because they pay more attention, they focus more, they are here because they want to be here. No one is sending them to learn English, so it's their decision. So they can see I am patient, and if they don't understand, that they tell me, you know what, I didn't get it. So I try to rephrase, to explain again using different words, using different examples. If we are dealing with a topic which is not so easy, and I am explaining that in English, and I see their faces like I am not getting it, okay, I switch to Spanish and I say, remember when we talked about this? Okay, this is more or less the same, but we have to make changes here. And then they say, ah, right, okay. So it's like it's not so difficult with students, with adult students in my case. For me, the hardest was to teach teenagers. Yes.
And I think that this is also another thing that with every level that you teach, the amount of patience that is required is completely different.
Hmm.
So probably we have time for one more question.
Why do teachers give homework? Why? Why do teachers give homework? Okay. In my case, as I said before, I don't teach, I only teach adults. So I don't give so much homework unless they ask for it. Uh, but from time to time, I do give them homework. And I have a reason for this. I think that the moment in which you are doing homework is your moment as a student to learn or to put into practice what you have learned in the class, to really see if you have learned it or if you need to practice more. Doing the homework, you can test yourself. You can really see if you understood, if not. In many cases, many questions appear while you are working on your homework. So for me, homework is part of the learning process. It's something extra.
I think that you have a very valid point there. And however, this is because we teach different levels.
Mhm.
In the end, this is going to be a beneficial thing because we have like an overview of everything.
Yes.
Um, Most of the time when I'm in class, all of my students are overwhelmed with homework from
Okay.
school. So, since they have so many things to do from school,
Mhm.
my policy is not to give them homework because I know for a fact that is making them go through another extra thing that takes time from playing or from doing things they really enjoy. And
Mhm.
also because I know that they are not going to do it. So if they come the following, because they are going to prioritize, they're going to say, okay, the one
Okay.
for school comes
Yes,
first, which
of
is
course.
very valid.
Mhm.
So what I try to do is I try to make the most of the class so that they get some time in which they have to practice on their own. We have a time for explaining everything and all of
Mhm.
that. But I try that all the process happens during the class because I know that after the class, that's not going to be possible.
And maybe it also depends on the objective the student has. For living, I want
Okay.
to ask our audience a question because it appeared here and it was very funny. There's a question here that is, why do teachers get apples? Maybe we can ask our audience if they know, if they have heard, if they have a theory of their own, why teachers get apples. Okay, so before we go, remember to subscribe if you haven't done it yet. Give love to our content and spread the word to help our channel grow.
Also, remember that you can rate our episodes and comment on each capsule. Activate the bell so that you know when our next capsule is out. And take a look at the description and our Instagram account to take more advantage of our content.
Okay, so that's all for today. Bye for now.
Bye.